How's it going, everybody? Welcome to what is my footage that I had recorded ages ago. This was done just after that session that I spoke about in the last part, where Joby's audio had completely messed up and I could just not work with the editing process of it. I did attempt to edit that session, but it was just a massive pain to do audio adjustments that I would have been there for ages and it wouldn't have been worth it. So this was done just, I want to say a few days after that session. I figured, hey, why don't I give the trial a shot and I'll also record it. Because I was doing a playthrough of this game in conjunction with Joby, just so I could just keep up to date with the progress of where he was. I would also be there, just that I could finish this sort of around about the same time as we did record the last session. And there's a reason for that, which I will talk about in the final episode. But since I felt bad that this trial got missed out on during the main series, I would use the footage I did record of this trial to do a bonus episode, or a part 0.5, which would go out next, just to have this included, as well as me just kind of talking about stuff. So I think one thing that I remember from this trial specifically, the way it works is that it's a standard 12 till 6 kind of FNAF thing, but each hour is a separate miniature segment with mechanics, and the only way time progresses is if you use this clock that I'm doing here. Right now in this bit you have Ashley who appears at one of these doors. You click the help at the top, click on the right door and she goes away, but you also have Donkey Kong coming up behind you with the footsteps, and you gotta use the electricity zap when he's close enough, so you kind of have to listen for how much footsteps are going on, and then you charge that up when you've used it. I remember Joby finding this trial a little frustrating. I am recording this quite early, so I'm a little tired. I do apologise if I stumble on my words a bit. But I remember Joby finding this trial a little bit frustrating. And like, the trial itself isn't bad. I think it's completely doable. Like, evidently here, I'm pretty good at doing this trial. I do it quite fairly cleanly. I mean, I stumble a few bits here and there, but I get through it just fine. But Joby's not really someone who plays a whole lot of games like this. He's not super into Five Nights at Freddy's like I kind of am. I mean, I'm not as into FNAF as I used to be, but I enjoy playing fan games like this. Especially the Wario games, and this game in particular. I love them. I just like seeing what people do creativity-wise with this stuff. I think, despite the fact that, while you can argue, yes, you are given a tutorial on each bit, I think Joby was kind of struggling with having to learn the first, part, 12 AM to 1 AM, you had to learn that, and there was a lot of trial and error and learning and dying in that bit, and then you'd get to 1 AM, and then you had to learn that one and try and understand it, and then if you die there, you'd be back to 12 AM, and you have to re-remember the 12 AM one again to get back to 1 AM just to have another crack at that. And I remember Joby getting frustrated out of that. He'd would make a lot of progress, he'd die, and then it was back to 12 AM. I remember this bit, actually, in particular, kind of confusing Joby a little bit. I think it's just the description of it. It's you got top hats, and if you see a top hat, you gotta lock the back door. But if you see Donkey Kong on the side, you gotta click on him to get rid of him. It is simple, but I think maybe it just didn't quite click in Joby's head right away. My strategy here was to just keep looking left and right and checking each bit just every now and then, which seemed to work fine. If I remember right, one thing we spoke about was how we at the time we felt maybe on the normal difficulty that there should have been a checkpoint of some description. I don't quite know where you'd put that, like if there was, like maybe 3 AM there'd be a checkpoint, but I don't know if that would like subtract from the difficulty of this trial, because you can get through it all in one run, as we're doing here. But I think what benefits for me is that I sort of went into this already knowing each bit and the rough idea on what to do, and I also play... I don't play often, I do play FNAF games, so I kind of have like an understanding on how to focus on them. And I guess Joby was also kind of playing hard mode. Not difficulty-wise in this game, I just mean hard mode let's play-wise, because you had him playing the game while commentating, but you also had me talking as well. Although I'm not like... I'm not an asshole when it comes to shit like this. I don't like talk so much in the idea to distract someone from concentrating on games like this. I understand that there are times when I need to be quiet so that Shelby could concentrate. I ain't a dick like that. But I guess he had a lot to kind of focus on, so I can kind of understand why this trial was a bit of a pain. This bit in particular actually made me fumble a few times, mainly because it reminded me a lot of FNAF 2 and the lightning strikes and all, but that game I need to tackle again, like try and beat it for myself, because I'm terrible at it. Just the idea that like you have no doors and the only way you can tell if something's there is from the lightning strikes always creeps me out a bit and makes me feel a bit like I need to try and beat that game for myself. I'm interested in seeing what FNAF 2 Deluxe will do. I think this bit's actually the easiest part of the whole thing. It's really simple. It's just if Donkey Kong shifts to the other screen, you close the gate on that side, and if Ashley, what am I saying? If Ashley appears on the computer screen, you just click on it, and that's really fucking simple. From what I know, actually, I think all of these bits are connected to different games that the crew has made, if I understand correctly. So I might have to like dig into looking at where these bits are all from, because I'd be interested to know. But with a few more tickings of the clock, that is the trial done. I wasn't lying when I said it was the first time I did it on the first try. But yeah, that was the trial. It's a good thing that I still had this footage so that I could actually get this little bonus bit out, just so that this bit of the game didn't get completely skipped over. That pretty much covers that. So I hope you enjoyed this little bonus bit, and we'll be getting back to the main action pretty soon.